Hello, my loves. Okay. I had realized I hadn't done another talk in regards to my father in relationship to Easter. Okay. The 40 days. Not so much Easter, the 40 days. So let me talk about that. You know, it's funny. I have for a very long time studied my father's walk. And these 40 days of Lent. And see, there's a lie that's been told to you that I need to rectify. Some will disagree. Go ahead, I don't care. But there's a misunderstanding that I need to fix. Okay. They say that my father walked to rid the world of sin. How can someone with no sin rid the world of sin? There's only one Lord of sin, and that's Satan. But see, when you put your focus on the sin, you put your focus on the fear. I want you to think about this for a moment. You have the 7 deadly sins, right? So all your mind is focused on, and look at your life while I'm saying this. Listen, look at your grandparents' lives, especially the grandmothers and the mothers, and what they focused on. Did they talk about love? Or did they talk about fearing God and fearing sin? Answer that question before I continue. Okay? When you focus on the sin, you live in fear. When you focus on the love, you live in love. So let me back this up for a minute. They said he died to rid the world of sin, yet you're still born with sin. And they'll say, well, that's so we have a chance to get rid of the sin. My loves, you had that chance anyway. You didn't need Jesus for that. Because if you love, there you go. He didn't walk to teach you to get rid of the sin. Actually, no, wrong. He didn't walk to get rid of your sin. He walked to teach you not to have it in the first place by walking in love. Now, let's break this down, shall we? Let's look at this, okay? Everything that Jesus did, that the Pharisees, Sadducees, and clerics got mad at, was him defying Jewish law. That's why they would get mad. He would question their laws against the people and what they were doing to the people. What he did was show that the laws were not for the people. Kind of like we do with our government, right? When they're being bad or wrong or not doing it for the people. When he fed the man and helped the man on the Sabbath, there was a rule that you don't do anything on the Sabbath, including helping another. My father did. When he fed those and spoke, he didn't tell the people to go into the temples and listen to the Sadducees and clerics and Pharisees, okay, which made them angry. He even had to yell at his disciples constantly because they didn't understand what he was teaching. What he was teaching was above their head. Except for this one thing. Love. My father's sacrifice was not for your sin. It was for love. My father was showing you that no matter what the system says, the love of another is more, and more in the eyes of El, not words on the page. If you look at the 7 deadly sins, pride. There's pride in a good way, and there's pride in ego and excess. We got that from the original God. You saw that there. Okay? When you love, there is no room for that because you're above that. When you love, there is no room for greed. You don't want what someone else has. You already know you can have and get it yourself. When you have love, you don't lust. You may have desire, but lust is desire times 10. But if you love, you're not going to harm another. You're not going to rape someone else because you respect their space and you actually love them. You have that control of self because you loved yourself first to know. Hence why you love yourself first. You dig what I'm saying? Okay? When you love you, you have ambition to be more, so you're not going to be gluttonous. Do you follow what I'm saying? When you love, you won't bring wrathful shit against someone else because they didn't agree with you. That's a weak person. Do you understand? He was saving you from committing the sins in the first place. He wasn't saving you from sin. He was teaching you how to love. And when you love, you save yourself because you're the one doing it, not my Father. Do you understand? My Father showed you what a sacrifice of love looks like. That's what my Father did. He showed you what it means to walk in love. He showed you that you can get beat down for loving others that are not of your kind. He showed you how people will try to kill you and destroy you for the real word, not the fake, not the fear. And he showed you by walking in love, there is no need to fear anything or anyone because God is higher, because love is ultimate. I told you before, look logically at how my Father walked and then apply the spirituality to it. But look at it logically. He was someone who did not follow the rules. He saw the holes in the system. He exposed the system. And to expose the system, they were about money, power, and prestige. They were so fallen down from where Abraham had put them. And my Father came to say, no, it has always been about the people and the love of the people. That is what my Father showed you. Those 7 deadly sins were the Pharisees, Sadducees, and clerics. And the extreme of what it looks like. And I'm going to say this, and this is why those people were used that way. To be the lesson. Oh, you thought being called chosen that y'all deemed was going to be easy and meant that you had? No. It meant you led the way my father and our grandfather said. Not the way you are now or were after money, power, and prestige. You were used to be a catalyst for everyone else. And just because that power and prestige is what you look like you have, you still pay because you haven't. You were to lead the people. You didn't. That's why my Father came, to set it right. That was an act and walk of love, and love alone, not fear, not materialism, and not power, just love. All right, y'all. Love you. Look at his walk these 40 days and learn something. Namaste.